Welcome to another showdown between
Yeah.
two twins that are nothing alike. I am your host, Chad Tomaso. I'm joined today by
Scott Tomaso.
Scott Tomaso. And today we're going to be talking about a hot topic, social media.
So hot, my head is glowing.
Well, yeah.
So
there you have
take
it.
that one.
It's hot. So, social media, good or bad? We obviously have different viewpoints on this.
We don't have just different viewpoints. We have catastrophically different views on life, I think, because your opinion on this is so off base that I don't even know what you're going to say yet, but I have a feeling.
Well, let's hear your stupidity, and then I will counter it with some intelligence.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think what we need to do is define what is social media, yeah?
Fair enough.
All right. So the definition of social media is the forms of electronic communication as websites for social networking and microblogging through which users create online communities to share information, ideas, personal messages, and other content such as videos. So this is a simple point. I'm going to start with this one. It's just one point. You can respond to this. Social media, as new as it has allowed people who didn't have access to, say, family and friends across the country or the world for that matter, we are able to now talk to them real time across the globe. This is by far one of the most important inventions of all time.
Granted, it has opened up lines of communication that have not been there before.
Correct.
And that is, of course, like anything else that's super good, can also be super bad. So in this case, ills that we are now experiencing as a society, as a community of the world, is that you have people that can, and it's a big thing, this is a big issue, is internet bullying. It gives people this protection of anonymity. It allows people who otherwise wouldn't have done this before social media came into play to be jerks, to be trolls. I mean, these are all, a troll is basically a social media term. Somebody had to come up with it because you have people that just get in there and stir the pot. You have people that are stalking.
Listen, I won't deny none of that happens. It obviously does. Everything has a consequence, first and foremost. Everything does.
Sure.
Owning a gun has a consequence.
Is it worth it?
I'm saying that the benefits outweigh the cons.
And that's where we disagree. I think it's more detrimental than
I don't think so. So, I'll give you another example here. You can make money doing things with social media. Tons of money. And I'll give you some points here. Here we go. There is a woman. She's made $5 million doing one thing and one thing only. And this is through YouTube. All she does is open Disney toys. That's it. $5 million is what she makes.
That's ridiculous.
Now I'll give you some other examples. These are the popular ones. So David after the dentist appointment, that video?
Of course.
That one single video made $100,000. Natalie Tran earns $100,000 a year. These are some really popular people on YouTube. Philly D earns $200,000 a year. Shay Carl earns $250,000 a year. Shane Dawson, TV, earns $300,000 a year. Ryan Higa earns $350,000 a year. Angry Orange earned over $400,000 a year. You've heard of Ray William Johnson? He has his own YouTube thing.
Okay.
Huge. It's the biggest one. He makes $1 million a year. Just off YouTube. So what I'm trying to say is it's opened up an avenue for people to make a living, do things creatively, get well known.
So that's great that some people are making some money off of it, and some of them are probably really good people. But guess who else is making money off of this?
Who's that?
Some really horrible people. You also, where I made the point that you have this anonymity as a social troller, you're also now less able to hold on to your identification than you were previously. You have all of these sites that know more about you than your mama knows about you.
Sure.
It's insane how much information is being passed around, but it is collecting, and it's collecting in big companies that are using it to determine what you want, what you don't want, and to keep a big brother eye on you. If you put one picture out there, it is there forever. It is floating in cyberspace. Somebody has it.
Well, that should scare you an awful lot. But there's also more information out there for you and me if we want to start a business, for example. There's a lot more ways to get to people that you couldn't reach before. So if I'm a local business, I'm starting in my garage or whatever, I can reach literally millions and millions of people from my garage.
That's correct.
That was something that could never be done before. Social media, there is no other more powerful tool than that.
So powerful that it is the number one reason why couples get into fights.
Well, that's true. I agree with that. That is something we can both agree on.
So it is unfortunate, and you've probably done this like I have, and the people who are watching this, when you go to a restaurant, pause for a moment, take a look around. Who in the world is actually having a conversation? Is it 50% of the people? Is it 70% of the people? Or is it lower? Because when I go to a restaurant and I look around, this is what I see. Click, 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 click. I literally saw two 70-year-old people. I'm sure they were married.
You didn't figuratively see them?
I figuratively and literally saw them. They were both clicking away on their phone. One was actually playing a game. They weren't even like chatting with somebody.
Where's my phone?
Sitting at a table, and they were not conversing. There, I'm done.
What?
And since I'm on the topic, and I'll let you talk here in a second. I'll let you talk here in a moment. You be quiet. So it's the formality of it as well. It's like something doesn't actually exist until you put it on Facebook, and I'll use Facebook as an example, right? I remember getting yelled at one time because somebody in my family was getting married, and I didn't actually accept the invitation online, even though I told them in person that I was going to be there. And so I was hounded for weeks. To say, are you going or are you not going? I said, of course I'm going. I told you. But there's this something about Facebook and social media that if you don't recognize it on this very public outlet, that it doesn't count. And I think that's probably the biggest gripe that I have, because I don't live and die by Facebook.
All right. Well, here's I want to go back to a point you made earlier about, and I'll come back to that one. No, we don't have sponsors. Stop it. So you talked about cyberbullying earlier, and for me, this is all about parenting. Parents need to parent their kids. It's just like being on the playground, except it's a cyber playground. It's the exact same thing. You just need to be better parents to teach your kids of what's happening in the world. That's their job. There wouldn't be cyberbullying. Even if you're an adult, your parents didn't do their job, and you're still cyberbullying. No,
I disagree with that.
No, that point is the best one of the day. Secondly, I don't think social media is a tool that has taken us out of reality. In fact, there has actually been a study called the Digital Youth Project, and it was conducted by the University of Southern California and the University of California at Berkeley, that found that our increasingly technological world, I'm reading this if you can't tell, the constant communication that social networking provides is encouraging useful skills. The study looked at more than 5,000 hours of online observation and found that the digital world is creating new opportunities for young people to grapple with social norms, explore interests, develop technical skills, and work on new forms of self-expression. So what this is doing is it is helping kids be prepared for what life is going to be for them when they grow up.
I don't understand that study one iota.
Why not?
You know what? That makes sense for somebody who is like an introvert, someone who doesn't know how to communicate with the outside world. If the future world is just communicating through Facebook or a messenger of any sort, then okay, I'll buy it. People are probably going to be better off.
Well, here's
they've been doing it their entire life.
No, look at it this way: the kid at the back of your class when you were growing up, the one that didn't talk to anybody.
That was you?
No, I was the one in front going, I know the answer.
No.
Yeah,
that's not true.
Well, I was in the middle of the class. My point being, the kid that didn't talk, the kid that people didn't talk to because he was an introvert, like you were saying, maybe he's into something like, I don't know, you like Ed Wood. Do you like Ed Wood?
Ed Wood, yes.
All right, so this kid is a big Ed Wood fan. There aren't a lot of Ed Wood fans out there as far as, the kid next to you. You wouldn't know it. Facebook, social media, etc., those allow you to find groups of people who like those things and make it readily available for that kid to have discussions with them, to have conversations because it's something that they all enjoy, and it actually allows them to be more social.
Yeah, well, it also allows him to get connected to, instead of like an Ed Wood club, perhaps a Nazi club or a white supremacist club.
Yeah,
it's just as evil on the other side. I don't get the
listen. Everything has bad Everything has a dark side.
Yes,
Everything.
that's what I'm saying. I know that, and I'm telling you, it's more detrimental than it is beneficial. It's here to stay. There's no way we're getting rid of it now. It is part of our lives. But how many times as a parent, and I'm asking myself this, not you, but how many times have I asked my children to put their phones down so that I can have a conversation with them? It's well over 1,000,000 times, and I'm just talking about this week. So it's a problem. Kids are being disengaged from actual conversations. Instead, they're going to LOLs, rolling on the floor, whatever. It's ridiculous.
Don't
it's
fear.
not allowing them
Don't
to
fear progress, my friend. Don't fear progress.
If that's progress, kill me now.
At any rate, that is our argument today. Social media is good, as I have proven, but it is not up to me. It is not up to you know who. It is up to you. So you let us know, is social media better for society or is it worse on society? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to check out more Twin versus Twin episodes where I destroy my twin brother once again.
And none of this happened until you actually tweet it, Scott, just to let you know.
That's correct.